Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. This is Driele. Today I'm doing a plan with me video. I'm going to be showing you guys how I set it up my first week of June. So this is my weekly log and this is for the week 23. So it's the first week of June. So if you want to go ahead and grab you a cup of coffee or tea, go ahead and do that and bring your planner so we can go ahead and plan along. So this insert that I'm using is the 003 blank MD paper from Travelers Company. I like to use that insert because it gives me more freedom to plan my layouts as I prefer. I mentioned that in a previous video, and I'll link it above here on the screen, so if you're curious about how I set up my Travelers notebook, you can go check that video out. But I like to use only one insert a month, and I like to have everything that insert. I like to have my planner as well as my journal, so that way I can look back and I just pull it out a month, and I'll be able to see everything, all my journaling as well as my planning for that month, so I can, see what I was working towards it on that month, what were my goals, what I was doing to accomplish them, as well as I can see my journaling and what happened throughout that month. So I like that idea of keeping everything together. I used to have a separate journal for my planner, and I used to use the bullet journal for that, and I had a separate, notebook for my journaling, and I just didn't like it to have two separate journals for those two things, for my journaling and planning. It was just like so much hassle to be carrying two journals at all time. So I wanted a system that was simpler, that I could just have one journal that contained everything. So when I found out about the Travelers Notebook system, I just felt in love with it because it was so much easier. Not saying that the bullet journal system, you couldn't do that, but it's more, the bullet journal system, it's more, it's leaning more towards planning than journaling. And with the Traveler's Notebook, I found that I could do both. So I just fell in love with it, and I love to have everything in one place. So that's what I do. The first few pages of my inserts I use for my planner, and the remaining pages I use for my journal. So this is like the pages that I reserve for my weekly logs. So what I do, I have my first cover page, it's my goal page, so that's where I put my goal, and then the next page is my monthly log, so I have a quickly overview of the month, and then I have my weekly logs. And what I do, it's like, as you've seen in the beginning of the video, I try to use a ruler and mark it up 1 inch for each day of the week. So I started from the bottom up, and whatever it is left over there on the top, it's about 1.5 inches. I use it for the title of my week. So what I did there was I was trying to find some scrap papers to use it to decorate the page. So I grabbed a piece of my craft paper that I have it. I got that one at Michael's. I got in a roller, and I just cut it a little bit of a rectangular shape, and I'm using that to create a banner for the title of my weekly spread. So I'm just using one of my Sakura Jelly Roll pen. This is in the number 10. But I will be using in a second the number 05 as well to do the outside line. So it's a thinner line on the outside, so you'll see in a second there. But yeah, I'm just using this banner just to write it down, the word week, so I can put it that as my, as the title for the page. And I like to do that so that way I can, I can be easily indicated that that's the the week number that I am in. And if you noticed at all, that style of my weekly log is very similar to actually the Travelers Company weekly planners. So Travelers Company do have inserts that come already pre-filled, not pre-filled, but pre-designed the same way. So they have, you know, the weekly logs horizontal that you have for each week. So sorry, for each day of the week you have a horizontal line, very similar to what I did there. But the other side of the page on the right, it's blank, so you can actually decorate or add extra notes. And as much as I love their design, and that's why I replicate the design here in my insert, I don't like to have a separate insert just for my weekly logs. Like I mentioned, I wanted to have everything together in one insert for that month. So I just decided to just, you know, make it myself. I know it's a little bit of extra work because I have to, you know, draw the lines and to make sure that I mark with a ruler. But I just like to have everything in one place. So that's why I do the way that I do it. But yeah, so I just grabbed a little bit of bits of scrap paper. That one that has some writing on it, I got it from a paper pad that I got at Michael's. It's a 6 by 6 inches paper pad. And I got it a long time ago, but I'm pretty sure Michael's still have that paper pad because they usually keep the same you know, templates and styles of paper pads. They don't usually switch that often. But yeah, so I cut it from the same page, just a little bit of like a square, just to add it to the center of the page as well. And I'm just gonna use some washi tapes to decorate the center, just so it's not too white, the page. So that washi tape that I'm using right there, I got that one at Michael's as well. It's from the Team Hot's line, that's the audiology line. So yeah, and this other washi tape that I'm using, I also got at Michael's. Are you surprised? No. I buy a lot of stuff from Michael's. So and I actually have, guys, a haul coming up. I got a lot of goodies from Michael's, so it's probably gonna be my next video. So if you guys like hauls, I'll definitely check the next video up. It's gonna be up tomorrow. But yeah, so that stamp right there, I just cut it out from that washi tape that I got at Michael's, and it's just from the Recollections line. It feels like nowadays all of the items from Michael's is from this Recollection lines. They rebrand, I guess, everything, and it just stamp Recollections. But yeah, I just cut it out from that washi tape. I love that washi tape because it's very like the theme of the entire washi tape. It's like mail, so it has very cool designs. So I like it a lot. But yeah, so what I'm doing right here, I'm just using my Sakura Pigma Micron pen. That is on 01, and I'm just drawing some numbers, and I'm using very expressive and big numbers to indicate the dates for each day of that week. So I'm not like going too crazy with the perfectionism. I just, you know, trying to use some of the hatching style to kind of you know, make them a little bit cohesive. But I'm not, as you can see, I'm not measuring anything. I'm just eyeballing everything there. Usually my weekly logs, I don't try to be too perfect with it. The main thing that I use my weekly logs for is to indicate my, you know, goal for the day. And I go into details with that on my setup video. But usually the way that I set up my planner is just I have one goal a month that I work towards it, and then for each day of the week I just have one goal that I set myself up to, so I can work towards that monthly goal. So just one goal at a time. So it's just one goal a month, one goal a day. And I got that idea from the book The One Thing from Gary Keller. Excellent book if you are into, goal setting, planning. You're definitely gonna enjoy that book. I highly recommend it. It's one of my all-time favorite books. I mentioned that in the setup video before. But yeah, the whole idea behind The One Thing is that you try to, instead of scattering your efforts into several different goals or tasks throughout the day or throughout the month, you just focus in one thing. So you really have to put yourself into a spot that you really have to think through what is the most important thing for you to work on. And it brings such a different perspective. It really makes you to evaluate what is the most important, because like I said before in that setup video, there's so many things that you can do to achieve your goals. You can find several tasks that you could complete in order to get you further and closer to achieving your goal, but not all of the tasks are meaningful or has the same weight. So the one thing makes you really evaluate and see what is the most important thing for you to work at that moment, what is going to make you bring you even closer to your goal. So I love that idea, and that's why I use my planner for and my weekly log for. So that's why I don't need a lot of space. You see there that there's not really a lot of space on my daily logs, is because I just have one goal a day. So we are almost done here with the spread. I'm just using some stamps here that I got at Michael's as well, and I'm using one of my favorite ink pads. That's the Drew Drop. This is the Memento line, and I'm just stamping a little bit, and that's pretty much it, guys. I'm gonna bring it closer so you guys can see it. And thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, leave a like, and if you like videos like that, go ahead and subscribe. All right, I'll catch you guys next time. Bye.